Hello, welcome to our devotionals here at Temple Baptist Church in Poplar, Bluff. We are just delighted that you have chose to be with us another time, and our prayer always is that what we have to share with you in this short time, and we hope it's a short time, we don't want to take a lot of your time, just encourage you, and we're going to be in Ecclesiastes chapter 10. And for me, it's quite a bit of scripture reading. I normally don't do that. I normally just pick out a few verses and share those with you. And I might do that yet. But anyhow, it's got some things in here to say. Starts out, dead flies purify the perfume ointment and cause it to give off a foul odor. So does little folly to one's respect for wisdom and honor. A wise man's heart is at his right hand, but a fool's heart at his left. Even when a fool walks along the way, he lacks wisdom, and he shows everyone that he is a fool. In the spirit of the rules rises against you. Do not leave your post, for consolation pacifies great offense. There is an evil I have seen under the sun. Of course, we know the writer of Ecclesiastes here, some of the things he said, an error proceeding from the rule. Folly is set in great dignity, while the rich is set in lowly places. I have seen servants on horses, while princes walk on the ground like servants. He who digs a pit will fall into it. Whosoever breaks through a wall will be bitten by a serpent. He who quarries stone may be hurt by them, and he who splits wood may be endangered by it. If the axe is dull and does not sharpen the edge, then he must use more strength. But wisdom brings success. A serpent may bite when it is not charmed. The barber is no different. The word of the wise man's mouth are gracious, but the lips of the fool shall swallow him up. The words of his mouth being with foolish, and the end of his task is raving madness. A fool also multiplies words, that no man knows what is to be. Who can tell him what it will be after him? Now, like I say, that's a lot of reading there, and the writer of Ecclesiastes, he often uses the wisdom and folly are often offset in contrast. And so, Renda, and I want to ask this: have you ever acted foolish? I'd have to say that all of us, at one time or other, have acted foolish. I heard about a person that was going to rob a convenience store, and he put a $20 bill on the counter, and he asked for change. And when the clerk opened the drawer, he pulled out a gun and he demanded all the cash from the register, which the clerk willingly gave him. And the man took the cash. He fled away, leaving the $20 bill on the counter. And when he got to the place that he could count the money he got, the total amount of cash he got from the drawer was $15. Foolishness, isn't it? Foolish to do something like that. Take a $20 bill. That's the way I do business a lot of times. I usually lose money. But, we all act foolishly at times, even if, unlike the thief, the thief wasn't trying to do the right thing. I don't think he left a $20 bill there. The key is, what do we learn from foolish behavior? Without correction, our poor choices can become habits which will, negatively shape our character. We become fools who lack sense, as we read here in Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 3. And so, sometimes it's hard to admit our foolishness, isn't it? And sometimes it is to do that. Sometimes it requires extra work just to admit that we are foolish. And, sometimes we need to, maybe we need to reflect on a particular character flaw that was painful. Or maybe we need to admit that a decision we made was in haste, and next time we should take more care on how we do that. Whatever the reason it is, it pays to ignore our foolish. It never pays. I almost said that wrong. Then it never pays to ignore our foolish ways. And so let's just be thankful about this. God can use our foolishness to discipline and shape our lives. And discipline never is pleasant. At the time, it doesn't seem that way, but but training yields to good fruit in the long run, doesn't it? If we learn from it, even though we act foolish, have we done that, and we learn from that, uh, good fruits. Let's accept our Father's discipline, both for our foolish behavior, and I was corrected a few times for my foolish behavior as a child, and I've corrected my children a few times for their foolishness and that. But let's accept our Father's discipline for our foolish behavior and ask Him to make us more like sons and daughters He intended us to be. Let's learn from our foolishness. And we all, as I said, we all have acted foolish. And when we do that, we need to learn from that and help others learn from our foolish mistakes also. We invite you to be a part of our services here at Temple. We have services Sunday morning beginning at 8 o'clock. At 9 o'clock is our Sunday school classes. 10 o'clock is our second service. Sunday night at 6, we meet for Bible for regular services. And then Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, we have prayer meeting and Bible study. So come and be a part of any of all those services. May God bless you is our prayer.